friend.
Hey, how are you feeling? Well, I'll be damned. You okay? Surprisingly okay. Especially considering what I'm seeing. Very clearly. Good. Do you, remember your name? Of course. But... I think you know perfectly well who I am. So let's not waste time. Just tell me, how much did you find? What? How much rupidium is there? Did we get a breakthrough? Yeah, you bet. There's a lot of it. Good. That's good. Wait, how do you know? Well, isn't it obvious? I wake up seeing someone who looks and sounds like me, which has to mean we share the same DNA. Then there's the glasses. What about them? They're fake. Probably just manufactured to make me feel more like myself, but completely unnecessary otherwise, because here I am with perfectly good eyesight in the womb module, which can only lead to one conclusion: that my body was created to replicate someone who doesn't wear glasses. You. And to do that, of course, you would need to have found rupidium. Besides, I can see no other explanation for a sheep inside a space base. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wow, you're right. That's impressive. I did create you out of my DNA. We're not identical, of course. I can see you're not as quick to process information. And that's the interesting part. Yeah. Our bodies are the same, but our minds are not. I needed a scientist on board. But there's always a scientist on board. So, what went wrong? The old crew is gone. They're all dead. That's why I needed to alter myself into different versions. With the use of the quantum computer on board and something called mind records. Oh, I see. A recalculated mind based on an infinite amount of variables to contain the desired consciousness in a biological vessel. That actually sounds plausible. So, what do you need from me now? Why don't you rest? Get accustomed to the new reality? Which part of what I just said makes you think I'm not ready to start immediately? Well, in that case, your situation must be critical considering the lengths you went to. Something tells me there's no time to lose. You're right. Why don't you start with going through the mission logs? I need to get the full picture first. My thoughts exactly. Good. This might work. this now? What's going on? Oh, I'm dizzy. Are you all right? What happened in the refinery? I wish I knew. I blacked out. I think there was a leak and I inhaled toxic fumes. Sounds like a scary experience. I'm sorry, man. No worries. I'll be fine. Been through worse.
Another movie. This one was actually on my pile of shame.
navigation system is a state-of-the-art route planning solution designed and implemented by Alicorp to optimize the efficiency of space mining operations. How does it work? While the crew remains in cryosleep, the system actively monitors the ship's surroundings.
I found something peculiar on the planet. What exactly was peculiar about it? Everything. It was like a local distortion of reality. And it seemed to be emitting strong radiation. Yes. We could have expected to come across something like that sooner or later, according to reports from previous missions. Unidentified sources of radiation, unexplained electromagnetic field anomalies, distortions of matter, space, or even gravity. What are they? According to a bold theory fleshed out by Professor Frankov, they may be instances of the so-called interval. The what? Interval. In very simple terms, it's a non-coincidental superposition of potential universes. We don't know exactly why it occurs, but observations prove that under certain, not yet specified conditions, two or more parallel landscapes can coexist within a common quantum field, creating a so-called proximity plane. Whatever it is, doesn't sound like something I'd want to walk into again. Yes, it's fascinating, but it can be dangerous. If, and I stress if, Professor Frankov's intuition is right, then the distortion you have encountered could have been a puncture point, the spot where the proximity plane intersects with our observed universe, subverting its physical balance and distorting the rules of Newtonian mechanics. We need to learn more about these peculiarities. Inform me at once if you come across another one. So, how are you? Settling in all right? Settling in is overrated. I analyze reality from wherever I am, however uncomfortable the angle. There's always an observation to be made. I'd love to hear what you managed to observe. This place is not run optimally. Yeah, I know. I wasn't trained to command a mission. But now that you're here, with your experience, I'd love to pick your brain. Do you think you could mentor me? Good thinking. First of all, you need to set long-term goals and draw up a roadmap for each of them. Remember to include all unpredictable variables in the equation. That way you can have contingency plans at the ready for each instance. All right, slow down. Prioritize resources. Do not waste time on idle conversations with the crew. Hide the booze. Don't be cheap on coffee. That's slow enough for you? Hey, you've just crossed out every team-building exercise on my list. The people are there for the mission, not the other way around. Truth is, I really wish we could make use of the tech I worked on for all these imaginary years. It would make things so much easier if it existed. Yeah, I understand how lousy that must feel. Honestly, I don't think you do. But I hope we're not going to sit around crying about it. There's work to be done, here and now. That's true. Well, let's get to it then.
Hey man, want me to lend a hand with this?
Come see me. I'd like to draw your attention to something. Yes, I was missing that.
What is this? Another anomaly? Huh? It looks out of this world. Hey, is that one following me? What the hell?
heard you had an accident. What happened? What? Oh, it's nothing. Just a scratch. Shit happens, eh? Part of the job.
Yeah. Shit happens more often to people on opioids.
What are you trying to say, I told you. It was a regular accident. No one died.
Okay, just be extra careful next time. We can't afford to lose you.
Jeez, I'm not a baby. I've spent my whole damn life working in high-risk environments. I'm always extra careful.
So, did you find a solution to our problem? Yes. It's super simple. We'll build a bridge. Oh, just like that? Well, it can't be a regular bridge, of course. We don't have the time nor the manpower to accomplish that. However, there is a certain technology that came to my mind, superconductive bridge anchors. They could allow us to quickly span a light but durable construction across our obstacle. Wow, great. Sounds exciting. Yes, but... Oh, here we go. Cut out the sarcasm. It's not my fault this excursion was prepared by a dilettante. Blueprints for the anchors should be standard equipage for every mission since Project Versant went live, but not on this one. They should fire the logistician, if there ever was one. Tell me about it. It's so typical of Ally Corp to send people on a mission and then leave them stranded without proper equipment. I hope you're not feeling sorry for yourself, because we need to act. You are in touch with mining operations, right? Yeah, I am. Why? Next time you talk to someone from mining ops, tell them to send over the anchor blueprints from Versant. Once we have them, things will go back to super simple. You'll see. All right, will do. Hey, I found this. I brought it on this mission, but thought that maybe it could mean something to you too. Oh, interesting. A motivational hoodie. Motivational? More like demotivational. I only kept it because it's really comfy. Of course you did. It doesn't remind you of all that determination and ambition that fueled my academic success. Anyway, thanks. I appreciate it. I made a curious discovery. Another distortion?
I don't know. It was different this time. It didn't look dangerous, no radiation. Actually, it didn't do anything.
But it caught your attention.
It's like nothing I've seen before.
It must have something in common with the other distortions. Question is, are they the cause or the reason of so much rupidium here?
I'd like to study them more.
So would I. And for that, we'll have to design our own tools. Do you have anything specific in mind? Let me think about it. I need to look through Professor Frankov's lectures, as well as notes from other expeditions. We have a theory. I just need to find a way to put it into practice. I'm not getting any connection from mining ops. Any idea how I can ask them for those blueprints? Didn't they push you to mine rupidium? Report getting the job done, and someone will turn up. Trust me, I know how this company works. Okay, thanks. Hey, I found this. I brought it on this mission, but thought that maybe it could mean something to you too. Marie? Marie Skłodowska? Where the hell did you find that old thing? Oh, I use it as an anti-stress ball, so it's always lying around. Anti-stress ball? This duck was the first audience for so many papers I wrote. Time for Marie to get back to her proper job. I ran into another anomaly. This one was different. It was like this distortion was closing in on me, as if I was pulling it toward me. How extraordinary. Maybe its magnetic field is interacting with your suit. Yeah, well, running away from it was no fun. Keeping clear of it is the only thing you can do for now. Let's keep collecting observations. I feel we're onto something groundbreaking here. I heard you had another accident. Are you okay?
Don't worry, I'm fine. It's fine. It's not because of the painkillers, I swear.
Okay, I believe you. But please be more careful next time.
Of course. Promise.
Evacuation functional.
Hello, Mr. Maxwell?
Jan, have you made progress?
Yeah, I finally know how to get across. But I'm gonna need your help.
What can I do for you?
I need blueprints for superconductive bridge anchors from Project Versant.
Versant? But how do you know about that?
I'm smarter than you think, Maxwell.
Well, you're familiar with aborted scientific programs unknown to the public.
Aborted? Are you sure?
Yes. Project Versant was terminated years ago due to lack of satisfactory results.
But didn't they come up with some tech useful for mining missions?
No. How would you even know what they were unless an alternate version of you was somehow involved in it? Is it possible that Someone from your crew remembers a non-existing technology? That's amazing, Jan. You do understand what I'm saying, right?
This is more fucked up than I thought.
Poetry.
What?
A good poem should resist comprehension, almost successfully. Your situation reminded me of that phrase. It is confusing, or fucked up, as you put it, but it fuels the imagination and opens the mind, just like poetry.
Is that supposed to help me?
I have an idea. It's a long shot, but it might be all we have. Project Versant did leave behind unfinished drafts. Crisscrossed formulae, discarded calculations, the usual scribbles of a scientific stream of consciousness at work. For what it's worth, I'll ask Lucas to send it over to your terminal. Maybe that resourceful altar of yours can put it to good use.
Oh, okay. It's better than nothing, I guess.
I have to say, Jan, I'm beginning to see more and more potential in this situation of yours. I hope we speak soon. Good luck, as always.
To the safer evacuation functionality.
So, I have news about the Anchor blueprints you asked for? I certainly hope so, because I just saw something come in from mining ops, and it looks like a bad joke. Did you precisely ask for bridge anchor blueprints? Sorry to break this to you, but the program you mentioned doesn't exist. This is all they came up with before they were terminated. Terminated? But why? Lack of results. Results, huh? You mean an outcome that only exists in my fake memories? Huh. No wonder what I got looks more like the musings of a madman than serious work. There's no way I can make anything out of it. We just don't have the time. Look, I know it's not perfect, but I believe in you. Just think, they came up with this thing only because you existed. It's gotta mean something. Well, if you put it that way, I can try.